My most recent video, Top 10 Most Overrated Mario Kart Tracks, has already become one of my most popular videos, but has also elicited some strong opinions from people. It's been interesting to read about some of your opinions on the tracks that I think are overrated. I was surprised, but also very happy to see that so many other people hate Excitebike Arena, and I noticed that some of my most controversial picks were Yoshi Circuit, Mushroom Gorge, and of course Waluigi Pinball. Anyway, it made perfect sense for me to follow up with the most underrated tracks video today. This video is essentially the reverse of my overrated tracks video. I'll be ranking some tracks that I enjoy and think Nintendo and Mario Kart fans have overlooked. So yes, there will be a good number of Super Circuit tracks in this video. Before I start the ranking, I'd quickly like to talk about the Nintendo Awards. The Nintendo Awards is an event I do every year on my channel with my friend Cbot, and is similar to the Game Awards, except only Nintendo games can be nominated. You can vote on your favorite Nintendo published games from this year in the Google form in the video description, and I will make a video in a few weeks announcing the results. Anyway, let's get started with the 10th most underrated track in the Mario Kart series. I'm going to start out with a controversial opinion, Sherbert-Land. I know, crazy, but I honestly do not think this is nearly as bad as many people think. Yes, this course has its downsides, the ice is slippery, the Shy Guys are annoying, etc. But for what it is, a winter-themed track, it's pretty good. It has a cool ice cave section in the middle, and the visuals are interesting in my opinion. I also think it's cool how you can drive underwater in the Mario Kart 8 remake. Sherbert-Land is definitely not an exceptionally great track, but it's not nearly as bad as I think most Mario Kart fans think it is, and for that reason, I believe it's one of Double Dash's most underrated courses. This is another track that I'm putting on this list because I think it gets too much hate. Bone Dry Dunes is often criticized as one of Mario Kart 8's worst new tracks, but for what it is, it's pretty good. I think the desert environment is interesting, and the track layout is fun in my opinion. About halfway through, the track splits into two sections, one of which is an anti-gravity section, and inside the cave in the final segment of the course, you can choose to drive on an upper level or a lower level. I'm not really sure why this track gets so much hate. I guess it's not one of the absolute best Mario Kart 8 tracks, but I still have fun playing on it. When most people think of Mario Kart Wii tracks, some of the most well-known and popular courses include Mushroom Gorge, Coconut Mall, Maple Treeway, and Koopa Cave. Moonview Highway is one that I don't think comes up as much, but I believe it's just as fun, if not more so, than Mario Kart Wii's most popular tracks. Mario Kart courses that take place in cities are included throughout the series, and this style is one of my favorites. The NPC cars that drive around the course add intensity to the gameplay, as does the fast-paced music. Moonview Highway is one of the most enjoyable Mario Kart Wii tracks to me, and I think it deserves more recognition. Most Mario circuits are forgettable. I mean, they're all usually very basic short tracks without much going on. At first glance, DS Mario Circuit is no different. However, I have always really liked this track, and I think it's one of the best Mario Circuit tracks in the entire series. It's filled with sections that don't look very different but feel different, such as the beginning section through a stadium, a part with giant piranha plants shooting fireballs, and a winding path with smaller piranha plants on the side of the track. The track's layout makes it very easy to drift as well. All of these factors make Mario Kart DS's Mario Circuit great, and in my opinion, severely underrated. I almost never see people talking about this track, which is too bad because it's one of the most unique Mario Kart 7 tracks, and possibly in the entire series. Much of Wario Shipyard takes place on top of and inside of shipwrecks, and much of it is underwater. The sunken ships make for some interesting terrain and a unique track layout, and the unique hazards such as crabs, fish bones, and an anchor make for fun gameplay. I don't think Mario Kart 7 tracks in general get as much recognition as Mario Kart Wii tracks, for example, but Wario Shipyard is definitely one that deserves more attention. Mushroom City is another city-themed track similar to Moonview Highway that I think deserves much more attention, especially by Nintendo. What makes Mushroom City so interesting to me is how many different paths there are. There are various intersections where you can choose from multiple different roads. Of course, like other city tracks, there are NPC cars that make the gameplay fast-paced and fun. Every time I play Mushroom City, it's a new experience. It's another track that needs to be added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's DLC at some point. Lakeside Park is the first Super Circuit track on my list, and I have included a few different Super Circuit tracks since I think it's one of the most underrated games in the series in general. Lakeside Park is one of my favorite Super Circuit tracks, but I think it's relatively unknown, especially when you consider other tracks from Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 8. It has a really cool jungle theme that's similar to another Super Circuit track, Riverside Park. The track itself is filled with boosts and volcanoes that can hurt you. I really hope that Lakeside Park is brought back in a future Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC wave, as I think some really interesting things could be done to modernize this underrated track. Wario Coliseum is by far the most underrated track in Mario Kart Double Dash, especially by Nintendo. I don't think it's as underrated by fans, as I know a lot of people like this course, but I still think tracks like Yoshi Circuit, DK Mountain, and Waluigi Stadium get more recognition. This entire track takes place in a massive stadium, and is made up of see-through roads. What makes this track so great is all of the jumps and boosts, some of which are very big. It's one of the most purely enjoyable tracks in the Mario Kart series, and deserves to be brought back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's DLC as soon as possible. Cheep Cheep Island is another one of my favorite Mario Kart Super Circuit tracks that I believe is underrated. It's similar to Shy Guy Beach, another Super Circuit track, but I enjoy Cheep Cheep Island more. I love the theme especially. It's set on a tropical island at sunset and looks very nice even in the Game Boy Advance version. The boardwalk sections of the track are cool as well. One of the main reasons I love this track so much is because of the music. I think the Cheep Cheep Island and Shy Guy Beach music is actually some of the best in the series. It creates a relaxing feel, which I think is rare in Mario Kart courses. Cheep Cheep Island was brought back in Tour, but it still needs to be brought back as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. Sunset Wilds is my favorite Mario Kart Super Circuit track, and I think it's the most underrated track in the Mario Kart series as well. It's a desert track, but has an American Wild West theme to it that gives it a unique feel. The track itself has a fun layout that's filled with turns, and the path has plenty of boosts and hazards such as mud and Shy Guys. Add on some great music, and you have what is pretty much the perfect Super Circuit track. Sunset Wilds absolutely needs to be brought back in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's DLC, and like other Super Circuit tracks, needs to gain more recognition, as right now I think it's extremely underrated. Of course, some of these tracks will always be underrated, but hopefully this video will help them get some more attention, as I really enjoy playing on many of them. As always, let me know in the comments what you think the most underrated tracks are, and whether I was correct or incorrect in my choices. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for weekly videos and live streams, and I will see you next time. Bye!